In a world where economic systems can either uplift nations or plunge them into chaos, the debate between capitalism and communism remains as relevant as ever. From the bustling markets of New York to the state-controlled industries of Pyongyang, these systems offer contrasting versions of how societies should be organized. But which system truly holds the key to prosperity and human well-being? Let's find out. The importance of economic systems. Economic systems are like the backbone of a society. They decide how goods and services are made, distributed, and consumed. Think of it as a set of rules for a big game where everyone is a player. The rules tell us who gets what, when, and how. Without these systems, things would be chaotic. Imagine a classroom without a teacher. Everyone would do what they want, and it would be a mess. Economic systems help us make the most of our resources like time, money, and materials. In a well-run system, these are used wisely so that as many people as possible benefit. For example, in a farming community, a good system would make sure that everyone gets enough to eat. Second, these systems give people a role. In a game, you might be a player, a referee, or a coach. In an economy, you could be a buyer, a seller, or even a lawmaker. These roles help people know what to do and how to interact with each other. This makes life more predictable and stable, which is good for everyone. Third, economic systems help us deal with changes. Life is full of surprises. Maybe a new invention comes along, or there's a natural disaster. A flexible economic system can adapt to these changes. This way, even when things go wrong, the system helps us get back on track. Lastly, economic systems can reflect what society values. Some systems aim for equality, making sure everyone gets a fair share. Others might focus on freedom, letting people choose what they want to do or buy. By looking at a society's economic system, you can get a good idea of what is important to its people. Capitalism versus communism. The basics. Capitalism and communism are like two different recipes for making a society work. They have different ingredients and steps, and they aim for different results. In capitalism, individuals own and control businesses and resources. The idea is that if everyone is free to make their own choices, the competition will make sure that the best products are made and sold at the best prices. Communism, on the other hand, is more like a team sport where everyone works together for a common goal. In this system, the community or the government owns and controls everything. There's no mine and yours, it's all ours. Communism aims to make sure everyone gets what they need and that no one is left out. The government, however, has a big role in making decisions and keeping things fair. Capitalism Success. When we look at real-world examples like North and South Korea or East and West Germany, the success of capitalism becomes clear. After World War II, Germany was divided into East and West. East Germany followed a communist system, while West Germany adopted capitalism. Over time, West Germany saw rapid economic growth and became a democratic nation. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 led to the reunification of Germany, showcasing the success of the capitalist model. Similarly, the Korean peninsula was divided into North and South Korea after the Korean War. South Korea, with its capitalist economy, has become a global powerhouse in technology and other industries. North Korea, on the other hand, has struggled under the communist regime. The difference in economic power between the two is staggering. South Korea's GDP per capita was $29,743, while North Korea's was just $1,214 in 2017. Why the difference? In a central planned economy like those in communist states, the government makes all the decisions. They decide what gets made, how it gets made, and who gets what. Sounds simple, right? But here's the catch. This kind of system doesn't really care about what people actually want or need. It's all about what the government thinks is best. In fact, the government might not even be interested in new ideas that could shake things up and make people question how things are done. they'd rather keep things predictable and under control. This lack of innovation can make the economy stagnant. Over time, it can lead to a lower quality of life for everyone. The role of motivation. But guess what? Now, let's talk about motivation. You might think that a centrally planned economy, where the government controls everything, people wouldn't get motivated to do much. But that's not entirely true. These economies can still achieve big things, especially in science and engineering. How? Well, it's not that people in centrally planned economies are unmotivated, it's just that the sources of motivation are different. For instance, in such a system, motivation might come from a strong sense of community and collective responsibility. People work hard because they believe in the goals of the state. Another aspect to consider is the role of targets set by the government. For example, the Soviet Union was known for its 5-year plans, where the government would set specific production goals. While these plans did lead to rapid industrialization, they also had downsides. The focus was often on meeting these targets at all costs, even if it meant cutting corners or compromising on quality. This kind of motivation to meet state-imposed targets can lead to a range of problems, from poor quality goods to environmental degradation. So, are the free markets better? Well, they actually are in a sense. They are like a party where everyone brings their favorite snack. In these economies, consumers vote with their money. If people buy a lot of apples but ignore the oranges, stores will stock more apples. This makes sure that what people actually want gets produced. It's like the market is listening to people's needs and wants, making everything run more smoothly. Corruption and mismanagement. But what about corruption? Unsurprisingly, centrally planned economies often have a higher chance of corruption. Think of it like a school project where only one person is in charge of everything. If that person is dishonest, the whole project can go wrong. Because the government controls everything, it's easier for corrupt officials to misuse resources for their own benefit. Free markets, in contrast, are like a project where tasks are divided among team members. It's harder for one person to mess up the whole thing. In free markets, many people and businesses are involved in making, buying, and selling things. This makes it difficult for any single person or group to control or corrupt the entire system. Case study: Norway versus Venezuela. Norway and Venezuela both have abundant oil reserves, but their management of this wealth has led to contrasting outcomes. Norway set up a sovereign wealth fund, which has grown to be the world's largest, valued at $1.4 trillion by mid-2023. The fund's smart investment strategies, including diversification across various sectors, yielded a 14.5% return in 2021 alone. This has allowed Norway to maintain economic stability even when global oil prices fluctuate. Venezuela, on the other hand, has not only failed to diversify its investments, but has also been plagued by corruption. Unlike Norway, where the management of the sovereign wealth fund is transparent and accountable, Venezuela's oil revenue has often been misused. Corruption has drained the country's resources, contributing to its economic decline. This has led to a host of problems, including hyperinflation, poverty, and social unrest. The corruption has been so pervasive that, according to Transparency International, Venezuela ranked 149 out of 180 countries in the Corruption Perception Index for 2020. So, which is better, capitalism or communism? The evidence suggests that while both systems have their merits and flaws, capitalism has proven to be more efficient, innovative, and adaptable. The ultimate test, it seems, has been passed most convincingly by capitalism. But the debate is far from over. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. See you next time.